I think it's one of the most asinine questions I've ever heard posed.
Mos Def's impact on hip hop is not even 1/10 the impact Drake has had on hip hop.
I think it's more like 4/10.
1/10.
It's 4/10.
1/10. One can argue that Drake is keeping hip hop alive.
It bothers me when government has to step in for a role that parents should be introducing their kids.
You're like, my life don't look like that. I'm not on a beach right now. I'm feeling dusty.
We gonna skip that one though.
Hell no.
We got you.
What?
Play it.
Yo.
We got Televised Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
Yo. We are the Televised Wise Guys. Your boy. Check out my boy
QDZ for Sheezy from RGMEZ. Yes, sir.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ill-Advised Wise Guys podcast, man. This is episode 158. 158. Shout out to the gang. If you're new here, stay a while. If you've been here before, stay even longer. Be a part of the Wise gang, man. You know, stop cussing us out online. You might want to join the conversation, man. We got a lot of good dialogue with our last episode, I must say.
We did.
People chiming in on the debate.
Sports was covered.
Yes.
Politics was covered. We are more than just music, guys.
Absolutely.
We are everything.
Thank you guys for obviously tapping into our last episode, man. Hopefully you stick around for the conversation on this episode too. And also, help us get to 1K subscribers on YouTube. We hanging around the corner, man. Now let's get into some church announcements.
Here we go.
Zero Skips, the mother effing playlist. Shout out to everybody who's made the playlist. If you're on there, man, your music is clearly dope. If you are somebody who has been wanting to get on the playlist, which I know a lot of you guys have been DMing us, hitting us up on Grover, sending us emails and whatnot, we'll get to you. And if it's fire enough, it'll end up on Zero Skips. I better believe that. Link in the description of this episode, whether it's on YouTube or audio platforms. Y'all tap into Zero Skips right now. Go get that. Q, what you got?
Check out ratingsgamemusic.com, a.k.a. RGM Inc. We got some album reviews for Benny the Butcher. Everybody Can't Go. I hate that title. Ice Spice came out with a song called Think You the Ish Fart. The best title I've ever seen in my life. Lyrical Lemonade came out with an album. And then there was another album that came out. The third one was
Kevin Gates.
The Ceremony.
Kevin Gates.
That's a good title.
Absolutely.
Kevin Gates'
Love
Ceremony. That's
Love
a good title. Check out our reviews for it. You got cussed out for one of those. Can't get into the specifics. Check out those album reviews. Check out ratingsgamemusic.com. Also, aside from album reviews and song reviews, we got original content, movie reviews, all that good stuff.
Also, if you guys like bite-sized pieces of content, a.k.a. clips, a.k.a. extended clips, a.k.a. banana clips, you guys make sure to tap into our YouTube playlist. You might find topics that we've talked about on previous episodes. We got one that's really going up, Stephen A. Smith versus Jason Whitlock, who is quote-unquote worse for the black community. We got into a lot of discussion and stuff that you guys may find interesting. So you guys tap into, again, our playlist. It's out there. Go get that as well. Now, on to the episode. On this episode, man, we get into it, man. We got some stuff to talk about. We're at the end of January, and that means we're going to give a recap on some of the albums that have dropped. We're going to give our top 3 albums probably. Definitely give our favorite, for sure, albums that dropped this month. Because there's been a few of note. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be cool to do a little recap.
I got one that's going to throw y'all off.
Also, we're going to talk about, again, left field topic, The New York City mayor, Eric Adams, recently declared that social media, he said it's a public health hazard. He said it's environmentally toxic to teenagers. I don't know why he only said teenagers, because I could argue it's for everybody in the world. Also, we're going to talk about Drake versus Yasin Bey, a.k.a. Mos Def. Is Drake hip-hop, guys? I feel like there's a lot of hate being thrown around the world. So many skills. They hating on the boy. Is Drake getting hated on? We gonna talk about it. But first, Megan Thee Stallion just dropped a new song called Hiss.
Megan Thee Stallion, a.k.a. Tina Snow.
Tina Snow, yes. Just dropped a new song.
That's a fire.
It 100% is.
Moniker.
She obviously, this is her second single, I will say, that seems to be from, I'm making guesses here, Logical guess.
Yes.
Does she have an album called Snakes or something coming? Because she dropped a song
she
called
did.
Cobra.
She did, yeah.
A couple months back. Now we got Hiss, which is obviously the noise that a snake makes when they're threatened and they about to strike.
Yes.
Nonetheless, she threw some shots clearly at a lot of folks, whether it's Nicki Minaj. Some argue she threw some shots at Drake. Some say Partisan Fontaine got some shots, right?
Of course he got some shots.
Yeah, he got multiple.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, because I actually think he ethered her, but we're going to get into that.
That's
and
true.
also, Tory Lanez got some shots, of all people. Can you believe that, guys?
She did, she mentioned somebody who made R. Kelly viral.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that.
I was like, who could she be talking about?
Yeah, that was a confusing part. But right before that, though, she did say you got famous for stripping. So it almost made me think it was a Cardi B. But she got songs with Cardi.
No way.
Bro,
no way
let's get into the discussion, bro. What did you think of the song and also the shot she took at all of these people I just named?
I hate to come on here and be a Megan Thee Stallion apologist, not because I don't like Megan Thee Stallion, but because I just don't like being an apologist for people. She's a grown woman. She can handle, whatever comes her way. And, if it's justified for, people to come at her and it's justified for her to come at people, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't think she needs an apologist. However, this was her time to go back at some of the people that were saying things about her. Like, I think people forget after the fact, Tory Lanez is in jail, this case is closed. I don't think people remember the vitriol she was getting for like 2 years. Could you imagine getting shot and then everybody is saying you're lying? Everybody is nitpicking your story. Everybody is saying like, yo, some people are going as far as to say you deserve to get shot. Like the vitriol she was getting was downright disgusting. It's nasty, right? So I don't blame her going at people. Do your thing. And the thing about Megan Thee Stallion that's interesting is most people that go at Megan pretty much say her name. In his song, she didn't say any names. Mm-hmm. She was just insinuating certain things. And so, or she was saying like, just blind references to people, but everybody knows who you're talking about. Mm-hmm. The thing with her and Nicki, which I absolutely did not see coming, part of me is like, I guess Nicki took some shots. There was a shot on Peak Print too. I guess she did, but
no, it's not. I guess
no,
it's not. I guess
I mean,
on Red Ruby the Sleeve, she said, "I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeve."
Yeah. So
Megan is a stallion. A stallion is a horse.
So I don't.
It's a clear shot.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. That I don't know.
No, female rap is so competitive. There's just automatic dislike you have for your peers in that area. So I'm not surprised that like shots out of nowhere are coming. These are the top female rappers in the game, whether you like Megan Thee Stallion or not.
100%.
She's one of the top 5, in the game right now. Nicki, Megan, Cardi, where they're the boss women. So when you get to the top, I think the female rap category is just so petty. So shots are going to come.
Yeah.
Little shots here and there. So I think it just this might be one of those situations where it's just an accidental beef that just happened. But it's ugly now. I'm not gonna lie. It got ugly.
Listen, the gloves are off.
The gloves are off.
I gotta say this for the record. This is something that's been on my heart and on my mind since these shots have been taken. We heard the song. We heard his.
Yep.
Saw the video.
Yep.
I read the lyrics. Mm-hmm. I even saw Nicki go back. Clown Megan Thee Stallion for her. She said she can't rap on beats. She said how you got 3 Grammys, you can't stay on the beat. That was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Nicki, that was hilarious. She is hysterical. Now, real talk. Now, one thing that I want us all as a culture to put this to bed. Can we stop saying, can all females just get along? Can we stop that?
Not gonna happen.
No. I believe that this is actually good for female rap. Remember, I've said this for the record many times that I've always wanted female rap to get evaluated properly. Mm-hmm. right? We've talked about albums and why their albums aren't evaluated at the same level as men. You guys can, I've said this multiple times, but I think from a battle rap standpoint, going at each other like the dudes do, openly. Don't nobody ever say, yo, can these guys, why they not getting along? Why can't they stop arguing? No, F all that. Is this rap? Is it competitive or not? Because I thought last time I checked, both of them were rappers. Don't matter what they rapping about. They got a problem with each other. Let them go after it. I don't want to hear nobody talking about stop the beef because this is rap, guys.
Well,
why we got to change the rules for women?
You know
Let
why?
them go after it.
You know why?
I believe they should go after it just like the dudes should.
You know why?
Let's set that standard.
You know why? The difference?
Go ahead.
When two dudes beef, you're going to get, I'm going to shoot you. Come to me, I'm gonna shoot my gun at you, or I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like when two dudes beef, it's all like
it's violence.
It's violence.
It's violence associated.
And it's like majority of the time, it's violence. It's probably not gonna happen.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass, and then you might get a couple of personal shots here and there. You did this. You're a snake. You're a rat. But when women beef, it's a little different. They get super personal. That's their way of getting back at you. That's a diss track to them. You were a whore.
Listen, hey, let them get it off.
He's like, you're a whore.
Hey, listen,
you sleep around. You like stuff.
You
that's
have
like
one good foot.
Ridiculously, you have like that's so bad. It's like trying to get at personal things that you've done or in your life. When women beef with each other, they want to make sure you feel as bad as you can about yourself.
Absolutely.
Dudes, I'll whoop your ass. Okay, let's do it then.
Okay, yes.
You know?
I agree. That is a major difference in that. But you said something key. The guys, most of the time, they're not fighting. They're not squabbling like they allege. They just
get Farrakhan and then everything's good.
They piece it up, right? Or they get Kanye involved. Somehow Jay Prince gets involved and everything's
yeah,
cool, right?
Yep.
But my point is like, yo, let's level the playing field. F what they arguing about. And another thing that I also think is kind of interesting, the word to Finesse 2 times, he said this. He said, yo, it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. He said this recently. He got a song about that. But anyway, it's about the dudes have been going after Megan Thee Stallion.
Was that song Fat Boy?
No, it wasn't.
We just talking about McDonald's.
No, it wasn't. The dudes, Drake. Whether it's Drake or Tory Lanez or you name the dude who's come after Megan Thee Stallion for allegedly lying and being insensitive about her getting shot.
Yeah.
I don't really hear many people going after Nicki saying, yo, why are you saying this about Meg? I think there's a double standard going on right now, and I don't like it. That's why I'm like, yo, let them go after it. I think this is good for the genre. I really believe that.
Can we just all openly admit that we're all confused by this situation? I am very confused. I'm confused for the reason they're beefing, but then I'm confused why Megan decided to go at her right now. I am just flat out confused, right? So until somebody explains to me exactly what happened, I can't tell you what level of vitriol they should both have for one another.
Fair enough.
I can't tell you until I understand. Like, for instance, remember we just had that convo the other day where you had to explain to me why Meek Mill just randomly went at Trippie Redd. I was like, yo, why is this? I'm waking up to tweets.
Right.
He's saying, I don't trust this guy. He putting pictures on IG. I literally don't know what's happening.
He said he's no good from Maine to Spain.
He's no good. And I'm like, I literally don't know. I don't get it. And then you explain to me, oh, I see where it's coming from. So until somebody like really and we may never get that explanation, it might be something that happened in between, like where we're not seeing it, like it's not on wax. But like until I get that explanation, I can't justify why Megan went so hard at Nicki and Nicki went so hard at Megan. I don't know.
I don't know either. I guess we will see. We'll see how this unfolds. We'll have our popcorn ready, like everything. I gotta say this one last thing, and I'll give you the last word right after this. Megan Thee Stallion, you did not meet the assignment for what Party did to you. Party, I'm sorry, bro. He annihilated her with that diss. The personal shots was so extreme that it's like, for me, there's nothing Meg can say outside of going that personal. And she did not do that on this new hit song. Hey.
I listened to it, and he was saying he was insulting her character, and that's what I was saying.
God, yo.
And I was like, anytime somebody insults your character, and then the thing about it
God.
is everything he said was believable. I'm not saying it's true, but it looked like it came from the heart. It didn't even feel like a diss record. It felt like a diary.
He said, this ain't for Megan the Stallion. It's for Megan the person.
He made a comment that Nicki Minaj brought up. He said, you know, I asked you if you smashed these dudes, and you said, on my mother, I didn't. And he said, that's when I knew, like, you know, you weren't good. And I was like,
crazy.
God, that's a very personal character attack.
It is.
It's Nicki Minaj right now wants to be. Remember when LeBron James was with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was playing with Dellavedova and Iman Shumpert and all that stuff, and he was going against the 73 win or the Warriors with Kevin Durant, and it was just like, dog, like, do you know what you're up against right now? Nicki Minaj right now, all the beef she's creating is now Nicki versus Cardi, Megan. Oh man, Nicki is gonna be hard. Like,
nah, but
imagine Cardi and Megan teaming up now, and it's just like, damn.
But you know why this is
Nicki got a Ice Spice. She got
unlike LeBron.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for LeBron was going after some legends that were formidable on the basketball court. Nicki, she got this.
I think Nicki's
she got this.
Nicki's good enough to be able to hold her own.
It don't matter if they
Cardi
form like
and
Voltron.
Megan,
She got it.
Woo.
She's cool.
Woo.
Cause listen, she played that one thing on Instagram Live. She played like 2 bars. I want to hear the rest of that song.
Woo.
Because them 2 bars, you open a song like that, she's shooting
at the end of
from
the
the
day,
hip,
Nicki
bro.
grew up on that. Nicki grew up. People forget Nicki grew up on that like Lil Wayne era.
It's different.
She grew up on the era where I'm ready.
It's different, man.
For all the smoke. So,
it's a different ball game, but
we'll
you know, and let us know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think?
I have no team in this race.
Yeah, me neither. Who do you? I'm here for the battle. Who do you think can and is winning the battle? Drop your thoughts in the comments, man. Let's move on to the next topic: Drake versus Mos Def. Or Yasin Bey. Is Drake hip hop? To be honest with you, that's been one of the questions that's been floating around social media and the entertainment space and this shit. I think it's one of the most asinine questions I've ever heard posed.
I can't stand the question.
It's literally annoying.
I can't stand the question.
For many reasons. Like I think the fact that this is even a question proves how disrespected Drake is, right? Because any person else, and can you imagine somebody asking, yo, is J. Cole hip hop? Is Kendrick Lamar hip hop? Bro, it's one of the most asinine questions that you could ask and disrespectful. At its surface, obviously, well, to give you guys some context, Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def, he went on a podcast. The host actually asked him, yo, like, what do you think about Drake? Is Drake hip hop? And his response was that Drake is pop. And he went into a whole different set of explanations as to why.
And I didn't think his tone to me
was respectful.
Disrespectful. No, disrespectful. His tone was, it's pop. It's, music you can play when you're getting your groceries. So many SKUs.
But then he went into clowning. It was a different tone to me.
And I was just like,
but look,
I just thought the tone was the big thing.
Look, tone aside, can we just have maybe there's some kids out here, people who are younger, who might think that's a legit question that maybe we have to debunk, right? Maybe there's the thing. And by the way, I do understand Yasin Bey's point. I do. I understand what he was getting at. I just think it's a bit of a disingenuous, like, sort of angle on how to classify Drake as an artist. Is Drake a pop star right now? Absolutely. Is rap pop at this stage in 2024? Yes. Does Drake make songs that are not boom bap and that cater towards the masses? Sure. So if you want to classify that as pop, I get it. I understand the angle. But to say someone is not pop because they have the ability to go in that direction, in addition to making hip hop centric, whether it's what he did in the early, when he was coming up, the comeback seasons, his early run with Cash Money, Young Money, even what he did on For All the Dogs, the second part, he shows that he has this element in him. So to allude that he's not hip hop to say he's pop, I think is disrespectful just in and of itself. But what do you think? And then we'll go back and forth on just the conversation. Because to be honest with you, I think it's super disrespectful, bro. And I saw real quick. I saw a conversation that Lil Wayne had with Richard Sherman, and Richard Sherman asked him, "Yo, like, do you think Drake is disrespected?" And he said, "Yeah, I think he's disrespected because he's light skinned." I don't think that is the case per se. I'm not gonna hang my hat on that per se.
It's 100%.
But I do believe Drake is highly disrespected. I think it has more to do with the musicality of what he's been able to introduce R&B with rap. But go ahead. What do you think,
it's
bro?
100% true. It's funny because would you ever ask Michael Jackson, are you a pop artist or a hip hop artist? You know, Michael Jackson had songs like Jam. He had songs with hip hop elements in it. That doesn't mean he's a hip hop artist. It means he's a pop artist. Like, I think it's just hip hop. This is a bigger discussion. My issue with hip hop, there's too many underlying insulting words in hip hop, right? When you call somebody pop, that's an insult because pop is always associated to, oh, you're like soft, commercial, you can't go to any hood. That's what he is trying to say. That's the underlying thing that, you know, is what comes with being called a pop artist, right? If pop was associated to being in the hood, street, there's no problem with that. You know what I mean? So hip hop is trying to claim they're the opposite. Mos Def, what type of music did Mos Def make? Boom bap, book bag, conscious hip hop music that's clear
super
as
sample
day.
based, super sample
based, soul in there,
absolutely
clear as day, blackety black hip hop music is what Mos Def made.
Correct.
So if you ever called Mos Def a pop artist, that's like associating. I bet you Mos Def is like, that's like you calling me not black. Seriously.
Yeah.
But there's something associated to pop where if you call somebody pop, you ain't as black. You ain't as with the culture. All right. So to me, that's just kind of like, we got to change that narrative in 2024. It's not, pop is not necessarily, pop is what you make it. Hip hop is what you make it. R&B is what you make it. Rock is what you make it. Country is what you make it. And that's how people's mentality is, because you see so many fusions now of these genres because they don't care what your stereotype is. I want to make the best product as a musician, and the best product sometimes calls for me to tap into my pop side, tap into my R&B side. If we can get that negative connotation, that's the problem here. Why is pop a negative connotation? Why do people feel like that was an insult to Drake? It's because pop has a negative connotation to the black culture, black hip hop community.
That is an absolute fact, and I'll be more clear. You say negative connotation, I'll use the word pop has been associated with white.
Yes.
And what is the opposite of hip hop? The origins of hip hop. I ain't talking about right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Mos Def era. The Public Enemy. The people he listened to growing up was probably Public Enemy. Fight the Power, bro. Like oppression, right? Like we are oppressed as people. We stand for something as people.
It's
we stick together.
Neo soul hip hop is what he kind of.
Yeah, and so therefore, I think Mos Def, along with many other last generation legends, if you will, come from a particular perspective of the genre that's not updated to the times. It's that simple. They're speaking from an old mentality.
An old mentality where you didn't see DMX having any pop elements in his music.
At all.
You didn't see
no melody.
Life and Time. But when Jay-Z understood that, he started to roll with the Bon Ivers, with the
Blueprint
Mr.
3,
Hudson's,
Blueprint 3, and all of that stuff.
Because
correct.
Jay-Z understood, like, pop ain't, the connotation of pop ain't the same.
It's just we gotta get out of that as a culture. That's what I don't like. And
that's what's wrong with hip-hop.
And I've said this dog for you've heard me cry, not literally because I ain't really crying about this, but like I'm talking about like be so bothered at the fact that hip hop is pop. I've been saying this for years, and essentially what I've been getting at is the fact that this genre that was once solely black and associated with only black people, and there was one sound that was made up of this genre. It has now morphed and has been ingratiated with all these other genres and been spread all around the world, from Russia to Ukraine to India. There's pockets in every element of this world who have adopted hip hop and has made it their own. They've made it their own.
Hip hop is the most used genre infusions. So like if you're gonna listen to a song, more than likely a popular one, you're gonna hear hip hop elements in it. More than you would hear maybe R&B elements, more than you would hear maybe country elements. Hip hop is the most used.
It's a global genre, bro.
Genre, right?
Yes.
Most Def in that he said, he associated to shopping, like I mentioned earlier, right? That's
Target,
what I saw, right?
Target.
That's you trying to say, having a peaceful, nice day. Hip hop is for some reason associated being in the hood, gritty. But that's not the only form of hip hop. Yes, there's a category of hip hop that's that, but that's not the only form. So I would say his comments were problematic. But I mean, the issue is Drake is such a household name. Drake is such a name. When what bothers me, when you say you like Drake, they automatically say you don't know hip hop. You don't know, what you're talking about. You just like anything. Drake makes good music, guys. Period.
That's
Drake
it.
makes good music.
End of story.
Like, there's this idea that I should feel bad for liking Drake is just, you're not going to break somebody who really knows music. You ain't going to break them by saying a comment like that.
Hip hop as a genre, all of us who love this genre dearly, we grew up on it. We still love it. Maybe some of us are falling out of love with it based on what's going on, whether it's drill, right? Where we all getting older, right? Like, you're not going to love what you always loved growing up. I do think this conversation actually should challenge you to reassess what hip hop means to you. And what's interesting is Drake's initial response to Mos Def was he shared a video from Method Man back in the Wu-Tang era where somebody asked him in a casual conversation, yo, what is hip hop? And Method Man was very vague in a sense. He basically was like, it's culture, it's how you dress, it's how you walk, it's your style, right? Like all of that stuff is relative. These things change over time. Hip hop is not what it was. We have to embrace the new.
Can I make
this idea that it's what it was? This shit got to stop. Like real talk, it got to stop.
Can I make this comment? I'm gonna preface my comments by saying this. Mos Def is a fantastic artist. If you've listen to Mos Def, Miss New Booty, all his work with Talib Kweli as
Miss New Booty might be pop.
I like Miss Booty. I wouldn't call it pop.
I mean, I wouldn't call it pop, but that ain't no damn boom bap record. That ain't no boom bap record. But go ahead.
Easily. But you know what really angers me? A lot of times the ones that talk about what real hip hop is and how hip hop is this and that, their impact to hip hop is less than the person that they're talking about. Mos Def's impact on hip hop is not even 1/10 the impact Drake has had on hip hop. Period. I don't care how you slice it. Drake has introduced flows.
1/10
Drake
though?
has
I don't know about 1/10.
1/10.
I don't know.
Mos Def.
I got an argument. I got an argument for why I don't think it's 1/10. I think it's more like.
Okay.
I think it's more like 4/10.
1/10.
It's 4/10.
1/10.
You want to have the conversation?
Drake, let's do it real quick.
Okay, I was gonna say
Drake has introduced flows, numerous flows, that have been used to get several people Billboard chart hits.
Got you.
Drake has allowed a Jack Harlow to get billion streams, become a millionaire.
Okay.
Drake has allowed a guy like Logic. All your favorite artists, Drake is responsible for that.
Understood.
Drake has has worked with Migos.
Yes.
Has worked with all these guys.
Got you.
Helped put them there. His whole vulnerability to the hip hop world. All this stuff Drake has impacted.
Facts.
It's more than what Mos Def has impacted.
I got to be clear.
By 1/10.
Listen, we might be debating semantics here. I'm not saying Mos Def is close. I'm just simply saying I don't want to shit on Mos Def to make the point. Now, I know you're not, but I want to actually give it more credit because Mos Def is part of the Black Star group with Talib, who influenced Kanye's sound, and Kanye influenced a lot of dudes. So there is a lane for what he did, and he may not have gotten the commercial success.
For sure.
So I don't want to shit on him. I'm not saying you. Not saying you did. I actually want to big him up though. I want to say it.
But
though,
it's more
personally.
so. That's why I said I preface my comment.
I think it's about 4 tips, not 1 tip. But go ahead.
But this is more about Drake.
Got you.
This is more about what Drake has brought to hip hop in
100%.
the last 10, 12, 13 years.
It's significantly
This is not
more
about Mos
than
Def.
Mos Def.
This is not about Mos Def.
Not even close.
This is about Drake's impact.
Facts.
If one can argue Drake is the reason hip hop is even where it's at right now, one can argue that Drake is keeping hip hop alive.
Guess what though?
Period.
Some of these old heads like Mos Def think hip hop is dead. So they challenge that idea. I ain't saying it right, by the way. I'm just saying like they think.
Oh, y'all think this is real hip hop? Back in my day, hip hop was way better.
Whether you think hip hop sucks or hip hop is this or hip hop is still there. Hip hop is still being categorized. Hip hop is still being made.
Absolutely.
And the majority of the hip hop that we hear is being made has been influenced by Drake.
Absolutely.
Period.
End of story. And listen, I'll end on that note, man. Listen, what do you guys think, man? What is Drake hip hop? Is the question valid or not? Like, I really want to know. I'm gonna throw a poll up because I really want to know, like, if people think this is a valid question. You know what I'm saying?
Drake makes pop. Drake makes R&B. Drake makes hip hop. He's a hip hop artist that does all this stuff.
Let's move on, man.
Next topic.
Let's get it.
The New York City mayor, Eric Adams, says that social media is an environmental toxin. Damn. Toxin?
That's crazy.
Do you know what toxins are?
Yo, I thought toxins.
Alcohol is a
brother.
toxin.
I thought toxic. Yeah, I thought it was drugs and alcohol,
Yes.
right?
You know, Eric Adams is an interesting figure. Black, New York City mayor. And saying you're a New York City mayor is equivalent to saying like you're pretty much a governor. That job is like very, very high quality job. It's almost like DC mayor, right? That job is really high quality.
Super high profile.
Super high profile. Yeah. Because the governor of New York, I think they're going to be they are like in charge of all of New York.
Exactly.
They can't just think of New York City.
Yeah,
and we all know how big New York City.
I was about to say New York City, one of the most popular cities in the world.
Exactly.
In the world, Craig.
So in the world, top 5 in the world.
In the world, Craig.
That's why if you look at Alexandria Cortez, she is just New York City, but she's so popular because New York City is one of the biggest cities in the world. So Eric Adams is a new mayor, maybe like 2 years. He came during the COVID times. The reason I'm saying this is because he's said a lot of things and he's done a lot of things in the last couple of years or the last couple of months that is, eyebrow raising or whatever they say, people say. He mentioned drill music.
He did.
Right. He said a couple comments about drill. Drill is the reason why violence is happening in New York.
That was very controversial.
It's controversial.
Yeah.
His COVID during the time New York City had some of the strictest COVID laws, right? And he always grappled with lifting it and this, that, but like he was in charge of that during COVID. And now it seems like he's a people's mayor, but then at the same time, he's making some hardline stances that, I do think raise questions. I think this might be one of his more bold comments. So first off, do you agree with what he has to say? And then I guess the next thing would be, do you think he should have said it?
I like how you prefaced Eric Adams' background.
Yeah.
Another thing that he's currently very controversial for is his immigration policy in New York City. I don't know if you know what's been going on with that. Essentially, if you live in New York City, you probably got to let some immigrants come into your private residence because they ran out of places to place them in New York City. So imagine owning a home and getting a knock at your door and being like, hey, here goes some immigrants from Venezuela. Hey, you got an extra room for them?
Really?
Hey, yeah, that's what's going on right now in New York City. But I'll put that aside for a second. This conversation is about social media. I thought this was super interesting because we've heard for years now, especially as like social media has become more prevalent, more studies have come out talking about the negative impact of social media, specifically on kids in terms of mental health, mental well-being. I kind of like this, yo. Like, I like the concerted effort of government saying that a tool like social media is harmful in this manner, because let's be honest, I think there's a point here to be made that there is negative downsides of social media for the well-being of kids, whether it's your social anxiety, whether it's how you ingratiate into like your groups and peers, right? Like, social media has created a bunch of awkward individuals. And let's put aside the teenagers because I'll be clear, it's created an environment where people they're forgetting how to live in real life. Remember how when we started the show, you say, yo, I'm more popular in real life than social media? Yeah. Guess what? There's people who are the opposite.
They're more popular in social media than in real life. Yeah, and they got the social media, but they go home lonely. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's creating an imbalance in people. And guess what? I ain't trying to sit here. We're not solving policies on this conversation.
Of course not.
Right? I ain't even introducing no policy here. Yeah. I just want to have an open conversation about like, yo, is social media as sort of like impactful and as bad as people make it seem? To the point where governors / mayors are now considering this an environmental crisis for public health safety. Like this is different, yo.
Like, bro, you're skating.
How so?
You're skating a little bit.
What am I saying? What am I doing?
Gotta say it. Do you think social media government should regulate social media? This has been something that I've always thought about. Do you think it should be regulated?
I think that social media should not be regulated. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't believe that. I think that that's a fine line. That's like overstepping boundary as government, if you ask me. Now, do I agree that government should get involved in certain areas? Absolutely. I think what government has done with getting involved with like the sale of marijuana, you know what I'm saying, weed, cannabis, that's you know what I'm saying,
that's a good comparison.
Regulating taxation, creating a more fair market, making sure that they're getting paid, but the people are creating a healthy I think there's room for government. Yeah. But in terms of social media, I don't believe that. You know why? Because I need to see more definitive stats that suggest that teenagers are being impacted at a level to where they need to be involved. I do. And also, why stop at teenagers? Why are we not putting it to people who are adults? 19? Well, because 19 is a teenager, but they're over 18.
But you know what they mean.
I mean, is it under 18? Under 18? That's what we're talking about?
The younger, the more vulnerable they are. Like 15, 16, 14, 13, whatever. They are more vulnerable. The older you get, the less vulnerable you are to things like that. I gotta just a study.
I gotta say this real quick. And this, I'm a believer. And I'll let you say something right after this. It bothers me when government has to step in for a role that parents should be fucking introducing their kids. It bothers me. It truly bothers me. Every time I hear like the government stepping in for things that I feel like parents should be saying, yo, hey, little Johnny, get off that tablet. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna restrict. Hey, you're not gonna have an Instagram account. Like parents, where the parents at? Where they at?
Well, I do think you do need regulations, but it shouldn't be quite like for instance, you know, remember back in the day they had the TV. You know, TV would turn off if it got to like TV 14.
Yeah,
like they had that tool. You should make options.
Okay,
which there are options out there. So I'm okay with those type of regulations. Like TikTok has regulations, right? But I'm gonna go a different angle here.
Talk to me.
So for the beginning of time, there was this theory that you know the NBA is going to be a bigger league than the NFL. And they're like, if you look at the numbers, the NBA, the kids love the NBA, this, that. And then there's the NFL argument is like, look at the TV ratings, bro. TV rating says it's not even close. NFL gets 10 times better TV ratings than the NBA, which is true, right? So recently, there was a user on Twitter that posted something that said, look at all you guys in the NFL. Look at y'all talking about the NFL is bigger, but the NBA social media reach, NBA has 72 million followers. If you look at combined Instagram, Twitter, the NFL's 24 million. They have triple the social media following. Then the NFL, on the flip side, is like, bro, our one Christmas game got 10 times more than all the Christmas games the NBA did combined on TV ratings, right?
You mean the NFL did?
NFL.
Yeah.
Right. NFL's response was, well, social media is not real life. When I heard that, I was like, is it? So is TV ratings really the best measurement of what real life is? Or is social media?
So
the best measurement for what real life is. If you would have told me this 10, 15 years ago, I'm like, right. Social media is not real. Like whatever numbers you see inflated, social media, that's no. But then again, you're looking like most people are on social media. Most people are cutting cable. So when you say, 27 million people watched NFL on TV, a lot of it's older people. Older people aren't on social media.
For sure.
Older people aren't the end all be all when you talk about measurements.
Absolutely.
More people are on social media, especially kids. My observation is the line between what's real life and social media is as blurred as it's ever been. We need to start considering social media as real life.
Okay, so
that is real life.
So look, you going a different step. I gotta take what I said earlier to another level actually, because there are harmful elements of social media. We gotta not look at social media like Instagram. Okay, we're in the future now. What about VR? What about AI? They're like. These words are being used as buzzwords, but they are part of that whole ecosystem. Okay. When you go to virtual reality, there's people who are literally losing their minds in that field, and they've forgotten about real life. I do think that that's bad. I do think that's harmful for real life, but human beings to lose themselves in that sort of environment.
But at the end of the day,
you get what I'm trying to say?
That's the norm. See, like, that's the word. Like, if you look back at the 60s and the 50s, the norm was radio is our entertainment. That was the norm.
Hey.
Like, the norm changes. So we have to accept the fact that social media is the norm. It's been the norm for about 10 years.
You're right. But and maybe regulation is good at a certain level, just not to an overuse of it, right? Like we think about it. Alcohol. You gotta be 21 to buy, right?
Yep.
Beer, 21 to buy, right? All of that.
TV's regulated.
Sure, but
you don't get to see shows that curse.
No, but let's stick to what is now being labeled environmental toxins and public health issues. That's essentially what they're saying. So now they're saying that for alcohol, right? Alcohol is not banned. There's regulation behind it. There's you got to be 21 to use it. They don't necessarily say how much you can drink. They just say don't operate it behind a vehicle at this level.
You can go to jail.
So I do think, if there's an ability to create a certain regulation where it's like, this age level can use it, but you can't use it while you're driving. Like, I don't know what they can do, bro. I don't have all the answers. I just know that I don't want to over-regulate here. I don't want to over-regulate, but I do think a certain level might actually be necessary as I think about it a little bit more.
But that's my whole point about it being real life.
Yeah.
How do you regulate somebody's life?
It's tough.
That's what social media has become. This is this person's life.
Is that a problem, though?
So
is that a problem, though, to you, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's a problem because at the end of the day, it's not completely your mind. It's not completely your brain. You don't get to dictate what your social media looks like a lot of times. You may think just I'm putting these pictures up, but you're doing it through a platform. And so their rules and society, what everybody else is doing. The biggest issue with Instagram is you get to see what everybody else is doing. And that's where the mental part, starts to F people up.
100%.
Is that I'm seeing what, DeAndre is doing. And DeAndre looked like he had a great life. He's partying. He's going here. How many people do you see, show you, they're active when they're in Tulum. Or they're active when they're on beaches and talking about the vacation and how nice their vacation looks. They got the drink on the side and everything. Oh, they're active. Yeah. And you get, whether subconsciously or consciously, you get affected by that. You look and you're like, my life don't look like that. I'm not on a beach right now. I'm feeling dusty. And so that's the biggest issue, but you're never going to be able to, not see that.
That's my point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my point. And that's why I'm like, I can see the ability to regulate, but I don't want to go too far. Like, bro, and we're going to get into
regulate it.
I would, but just to a certain level. Like, you just can't go all the way. You cannot start You can't turn this into like some sort of like maze where you got to check all of these balances before you can access the app. No, it has to be like simple regulation, maybe age driven. Maybe what they can do is attach people's ID to people's account,
for sure.
kind of like they were trying to do on X or Twitter,
But you see,
where like you can try to eliminate bots, so you could try to at least establish real connections with real people. I don't know, bro.
It has to be regulated to me because TikTok is very dangerous because you don't choose the videos that you get to see, right? You just swipe up. You can see somebody get shot. Like everything is back in the day when we had MySpace, just because of technological limitations, you couldn't see certain things. Like videos weren't easily just pop-upable.
Sure.
Like you had to download videos back in my day.
Of course. Back in my day too.
In my day, 10, 15 years ago. Honestly, this is why I say social media is real life now, or it's leaning towards that way. Social media has bullies. Social media has simps. Social media has, people that are trolls. Social media has old people. Social media has cousins. Sometimes that's the only way you talk to your cousins and friends and things like that. Social media literally has everything your real life has. Actually, it has more than your real life, because in your typical real life, if you ask me, what do I do in my real life? Oh, majority of the time, I'm just going to sit here in my house. I'm going to go to work, sit here in my house, watch TV, eat, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Social media shows you all the other stuff.
Yep.
So it's like social media is real life.
Hey, look, last thing I'll say is, look, I saw a Breakfast Club interview, and he said this many times. Again, I've heard the story. Kevin Gates was on there talking about the fact that he wanted to commit suicide. And he said that one of the key triggers for him was social media. He was seeing other people's lives. He wasn't happy where he was. Yeah. And he legit was about to take his own life. And then he saw one of his fans, and somehow it changed his mind. And he said, yo, damn, I really have real people that rock with me in the real world. Yeah. And I do agree that certain people can get lost in the sauce of what social media is. And I do see the dangers of it all, but I will say overregulation might be a bad thing, but we'll see what happens. What do you guys think? Because I think this is I want to make this an open conversation. AI is a hot topic. Social media is a hot topic.
You know what else is a hot topic?
What's that?
First, your speech, your right to speech. Or
that's free speech.
And I think free speech.
Yeah.
And I think that plays here.
It definitely does,
so
right?
Much free speech.
Imagine somebody being like, why are you regulating something where I can talk freely?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So it's tricky, dog. It's really, really tricky.
Some serious stuff.
You guys let us know in the comments. Is social media as bad as New York City Mayor Eric Adams says it is? Or is it not? Let us know. Let's move on to the next topic.
Next topic.
Let's get it.
Top 3 albums of January.
Ooh. Let's get it.
December of last year was very, very, very minimal when it came to album releases. January, people came out swinging.
Okay.
A lot of good albums that came out. So what is your top 3 of January?
Couple albums have dropped this January. I will say there hasn't been a lot. However, there have been some good ones. Kevin Gates dropped The Ceremony, right? Lyrical Lemonade dropped All Is Yellow.
Yep.
Benny the Butcher dropped Everybody Can Go. We got Lil Dicky with Penneth. We got 6ix9ine with Blackball. We got Kid Cudi with Insano, followed by 21 Savage with his new album, American Dream. Now, I know there's others that have dropped, EPs and all that, but I think these were probably the major ones that dropped this month. For my top 3, I'll probably say, and I'll go from 3 to 1. My number 3 album probably would have to be Benny the Butcher. Everybody Can Go. Like I listened to the album, I thought it was a good listen. A bit boring on my set, but I use that word loosely because of the fact that like Benny's when you listen to a Benny project, you really got to get into a certain mood of rap. Right? Like it's a certain element. You got to switch your brain, bro. You can't go from listening to Fredo Bang to Benny the Butcher. Okay? It don't work that way. Okay. But nonetheless, there were some really good songs on there. I love the record with him and his brothers, Conway, Conway and Westside Gunn and Rick Hyde. That was dope. Of course, Big Dog with Lil Wayne is freaking fire. There's some other joints on there, but it's a good project. Good project. Okay. My number 2 project is probably Kevin Gates, The Ceremony. I really believe it's a really, really good album.
I like it.
It's a good album. I think that Kevin Gates, first off, he don't get a lot of love, I think, in the mainstream enough for my liking. He does not get enough credit for. We talk about influence on the game. Remember earlier we was talking about Drake and what he did. He's not now. Kevin Gates is nowhere near the Drake level of influence here. But if you been following Gates from the jump, you see the direct correlation of what Gates has inspired with the NBA Youngboys, the Rod Waves, the Fredo Bangs. There's a lot of these emotional trap dudes. No cap. A lot of dudes who took the Kevin Gates element and ran with it, but nonetheless, this Ceremony project got some really good songs on there. This is one of his better projects in a while. Okay, if you ask me. And my number 2 for January.
Okay.
But my number 1 is easily 21 Savage. I don't even think it's close. I genuinely believe all that shit I talked about on the last episode about how I thought the album was average and it barely cracked its top 5. I must say I kept listening. And while I don't change my view significantly, I will say this is by far the best project that dropped in January of 2024. It's not even close.
Respectfully, sir.
It's not close.
I'm reading my Cat Williams. Sir. Respectfully, sir.
It's not close. That's my top 3.
You're not. It's not true.
That's my top 3.
Okay.
Go for it. Who you got? Or what do you got? What's your number 3?
You guys not going to like this. 6ix9ine's Blackballed album.
Oh, jeez.
Very good. Now, sorry. Very good.
You've been hyping it. You've been hyping it
for him.
You've been hyping it.
But I do think it's better than a couple of these albums that came out in January.
Okay.
Now, look, I don't care about he snitched, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not in that world, and I don't really care. Just from a musicality standpoint. 6ix9ine's always been good at picking beats. That's not arguable. Like, his beats are very good.
True.
And on this album, they're even next level really good, right?
Yeah.
He's still screaming and yelling like a child, but he has this dude that sounds like Tory Lanez, and he added that guy. You know the dude from,
he was on
the joint with him and Kodak.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he's on a good chunk of the songs on the album.
Really?
And so he really carries some songs. So it's a very good listen, I would say.
Okay.
It's not like an album I'll say is like amazing, but like if you listen to it, you're gonna be good, satisfied listening to it.
I'm gonna check it out.
After this, we're gonna check it out.
Absolutely.
Second album to me has to go to Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher, you said it's boring. I understand where somebody would say that, but like, I said this in my review.
And let me clarify. Slow is the better word I would use. Fine. It's a slow listen. Fine. Like, it's very slow.
I understand.
Because I think boring is, it's not boring. It's not boring.
I understand.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
It's slow.
I'm not going to lie.
So, but, I understand why somebody would say it's slow. But, at the end of the day, guess what? Benny the Butcher, that album has beats by The Alchemist and Hit Boy.
Yes, it does.
Almost every single beat is fantastic. And then in this day and age, it's kind of rare to get an album full of really good beats and really good raps. If you give me those two, I'm a happy camper. I'm happy. And Benny the Butcher's raps are fantastic on the album. And then his guest features, I said, in order to be on that album, he had to be somebody who kills on the mic. And everybody.
Facts.
Did you hear freaking Stove God?
Everybody killed that. Everybody ate.
Did you hear Stove God Cook's verse?
It was.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Everybody ate. Armani Caesar ate.
Lil Wayne, Armani Caesar.
Everybody went off.
And I thought Snoop Dogg's hook was fantastic.
Yeah.
Number 1 album to me though, which I don't even think is close, is the Book of Clarence soundtrack.
Ooh, okay.
Soundtrack.
Yes, I didn't throw it in there because it's just
the main guy, which
James
Jeremiah.
His name's James,
like
right?
That. The main.
We know who
guy.
you're talking about. He's the director, writer. He's the mastermind of that whole film and album.
He's on pretty much the whole album.
Yeah.
Level of quality from just every aspect of the album, the choruses, the production, the rapping, everything about that album I thought was just put together fantastically. Oh no! Oh, I forgot.
Come on, now you gotta get the list right. Honorable mention.
Take out 6ix9ine. To me, 3 was Paisley Dreams, The Game, and Big Hit.
Oh, no, that was good.
Fantastic.
No, that was fire.
That was a fantastic.
That was
project.
fire. That was fire.
That was definitely top 3.
That's an honorable mention for me.
That was so good.
That's on my honorable.
The Game. All y'all people that don't think The Game is that great of a rapper, come on. Like, listen to that album. And then Big Hit with the goonish energy and the Hit Boy beats. That album was fantastic.
Listen, food for thought. I think this is pretty obvious at this point. Big Hit is Hit Boy's dad.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
crazy. Which is absolutely insane,
when
dog.
Hit Boy is like, yo, dog, like, I grew up like in the hood or
Bro.
I'm street. Look at his dad.
Nah, that's facts.
His
It's
dad
facts.
Is
Unquestionable.
His dad, throughout that whole album, his dad was barely rapping. He was just threatening.
Yes,
is there a genre called trap threatening?
But nah. No,
Those
but
are my 3.
Yeah, no, that's a good 3.
So Paisley Dreams.
I like that.
Take
I like
out
that.
6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's honorable mention. Paisley Dreams, Benny, and Book of Clarence.
What did I got? So I had Benny. No, that
Yeah,
Kevin
Benny.
Gates. Kevin Gates,
Benny,
and then we got 21. 21 Savage.
I think it's a good list.
Yeah.
I'm not
We'll
mad
see.
at
I
it.
mean, we're at the end of January. We'll see what happens in February. But let's move on to the next topic and last topic. We bringing back our Zero Skips album segment, which
plan on winning.
I beat you last time.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
If you guys go check out our last segment.
Future versus Rick Ross?
DS2 versus Teflon Don.
I don't know.
Go look at the
I don't know about
comments,
that.
bro. They was rocking with me.
The only one they had a problem with was number 1. But like the Maybach music was the one we everybody in the comments.
They actually were like, "Yo, you're tripping,"
you-
and I probably was.
Who wants to lose first?
Listen.
Just
I'm
let me know.
gonna win first, okay? I'm gonna step up to the plate,
Okay,
okay?
go ahead,
I'm gonna
go
give you my Zero Skips album.
Can't look at mine.
Mine for this episode is a guy who has been forgotten about, I guess rightfully so. Who knows? Listen, I ain't into the criminal law. None of that, okay? I ain't into the law. We ain't doing conjugal visits, all right, my G? But Tory Lanez, I Told You, is a Zero Skips project if I've ever heard one. And guess what? We about to go through the songs right now, Q. Let's get it. Okay, first song, I Told You / another one.
Of course, that's fire. Of course,
Right?
amazing. That might be the best song on the album.
The first one?
Might be.
Okay, that's
Might
interesting.
be. Might be.
Number 2, Guns N' Roses.
Love that song. My favorite song from the album is that one.
Flex.
5 stars.
Thank you. To Dream.
Of course, that's 5
Oh,
stars.
listen, don't
5
you
stars.
dare even
5
hesitate
stars,
like that
5
again.
stars,
Don't
5
do
stars.
that. Don't do that. Yo, you almost scared me on that one. You scared me.
I had to
okay?
think about it a little.
You scared me, yo. I'm not
It's
sure.
been a minute, brother.
I get it. 4 a.m. Flex.
Of course, that's a good song.
Okay.
Good song.
Remember, skip. Is it a skip?
It's not a hell no. It's not a skip.
Okay, I just want to be clear.
It's a good song.
Friends with Benefits.
Of course, that's a good song.
Thank you. Cold Hard Love.
Love it.
Okay.
5
stars?
Yes. 5 stars.
Okay. Oh, damn. I'll probably give it 4 stars, but nonetheless, there ain't no damn
It's
skip.
not a skip. It's not a skip.
For sure. High. No, you got no.
High?
No. You must not know the song. There's no way.
Do the melody.
There's absolutely. I can't sing, bro. I need some tea. I'm gonna play it though. This is not a skip.
That's a skip. That's a skip. That's a skip. That's a skip. It's not a bad song. It's a skip though.
This is a skip?
It's a skip. Yeah. I don't want to hear it.
But you're
That's a
freaking
skip, right? I
wildin',
don't
yo.
wanna hear it.
You're wildin'.
That's a skip.
It's not a skip
That's a
record.
skip.
It's not even close.
I didn't say it's bad.
I know what you said,
skip.
but it ain't no damn skip. But I respect it.
skip.
Ain't a skip. Y'all gonna tell us.
It's a skip.
Next, Dirty Money. Should you get a little refresher? Is this? This ain't no skip either. I'm gonna be real with you.
That might be a skip. Bro.
This is not a skip. It's more like interlude status, but it ain't
I'm
a
not
skip.
trying to hear that song. It's a skip. It's a skip. That's a skip.
Bro,
That's 2
this
skips.
guy is
It's
you
okay.
out of your mind, bro.
That's a skip. That's definitely a skip.
But it's okay.
It's definitely a skip.
Question is,
Of course, it's not a skip.
Okay.
Love that song.
Got it.
Love that song.
Lovers Boulevard. This is second to last song on the album. Lovers Boulevard. Actually, it's third to last song.
Might be a skip, brother.
Oh my god,
Might
bro.
be a skip.
You know what? I ain't gonna give you.
Might be a skip,
We're not even gonna do
brother.
you the service to play you the song. The people know that's not no damn
That
skip.
might be a skip.
Ain't no
brother.
damn skip,
That
all right?
might be a skip.
All the Girls.
Oh, I love that song. Love that song.
Say It.
Of course, that's not a skip.
And we round the album out with Love.
Of course not.
Okay. All right. So
2.
so you got a problem with 2 of the records.
2. I got a
Dirty
problem with
Money and High, which I think is absolutely crazy. But
It's not bad.
I'm gonna let you live, bruh.
It's a skip.
I'm gonna let you live.
It's a skip. Clipse, Lord Willin.
Ooh.
Their debut album. I was gonna say inaugural. Debut album. So I think there's one skip on here though. Intro. Players, we ain't the same. I'm in the cane.
Nah, not a skip. Not a skip. No. Hell no. Are you kidding me? They set the tone crazy.
Hell yeah.
That was there. That was an insane.
Young boy.
No. That's
you know that, right?
Come on. That's
Virginia.
not a skip at all. That was a great song.
I'm from Virginia. Ain't just a do but push.
Absolutely. Let's go.
That's Virginia.
No skip at all.
Grinding.
Come on. That's a classic.
Goddamn.
Classic.
Damn.
Classic record.
Ma, I don't love her.
Skip would be insulting. Yo, like, what are we talking about?
Evans. Here's
Amazing
the one
record.
that I'm like, family freestyle. See, I don't count that. I don't remember it.
Don't you
remember
cop please
that
now,
song.
my G. It's
Can I
on the
play it? 'Cause
album.
I actually don't remember what
It's
it
on the
sound
album. Go
like.
ahead.
What it sound like?
Why you sound like he behind bars? Remember Family?
I remember family.
Bro, that's a skip.
That's a skip.
This
That's
is a
what I
skip.
said.
Come on,
This is
man.
one
It's
skip.
a skip.
But
Respectfully.
okay, when the last time you heard it like
Ooh, that
this,
used to be my shit.
that song is
No,
so
that was my
tight.
shit. I love that song. Not a skip at all.
Ego.
How's that go? How's that go?
That's not a skip. I didn't like the song.
It's not a skip. It's not my favorite.
I didn't like the song.
It's not my favorite. It's an album cut. I'll let it
I
live.
didn't
It's
like the
it's not a
song.
skip though. It's not a skip.
But it's not a skip.
It's enjoyable. It's
I didn't like
enjoyable.
the song.
'Cause of that beat.
Central with Fabulous. Woo, that's
Nah,
not
I
a
love
skip.
this. I love that song.
Woo.
Great song.
Let's talk about it with Jermaine.
Great song.
Love that song. Gangsta Lean.
Come on, man. Classic.
Gangsta Lean.
Come on.
I'm
Pharrell
not-
on the hook.
I'm not you. Jada Kiss Styles P. Woo.
Oh, no.
Hell
That's no skip.
Come on.
That's
no,
not a skip.
no,
Not even
no.
close. Not even close.
That song is so fire.
Not even close.
And then they rounded it out with like grinding remixes.
With who was on that remix?
Lil Wayne, Birdman. That's not a skip. It's not
Yeah,
a skip.
no. Not a skip.
And then the other one was remember they had the reggae grinding. with, like, Sean
We gonna
Paul.
skip that one though.
Hell no.
We got you
What?
play it. I haven't heard it in a while, but I don't recall ever going back to that. Oh, you just okay? The beat didn't switch. They just had the dudes on.
This was not a skip.
Bruh.
Remember Cardinal Official?
Hey brother. That's not a skip. That's not a skip at all. Them other two that we mentioned though are arguable
Which one?
skips.
The
Family freestyle, and
that's
then
it.
there was another.
That was it. That
No,
was
no,
it.
no. There was two.
No, there wasn't.
Am I tripping?
That was just that one. There was Family Freestyle.
That grinding remix, the reggae one, was not my favorite ever.
I didn't like
I
it. I
never
never
went
liked
back
it.
and listened to
I-
it. Therefore,
so-
it qualifies as a skip. It qualifies as a
I
skip.
didn't like it, but it made an impact. I think it made an impact. But
All right,
okay,
listen.
two then. Tie game.
What?
Well,
Hey,
actually, it's what the people think.
hey, listen. I'm be honest with you. I think I smoked you on that. I don't even think it's close.
What?
I think I smoked you.
All right, we'll see.
I think high to say you must be high to think that high is a skip. That's insane. But hey, what do you guys think? Does Tory Lanez I Told You have any skips? Does the Clipse and their debut album,
debut
Lord
album,
Willing,
Lord
does that
Willing.
have any skips? Y'all let us know, man.
Lord Willn is the closest to not skips. Family. That was just they gave their guy a chance.
I mean, first off, Lord Willing is a classic album.
exactly. It's a classic.
We not arguing
So
that.
it's
Like,
hard to skip.
is Tory Lanez I Told You a classic album? Of course not. It's just a very
Well,
good.
it's not-
It's a very
It's
good
not
debut album.
unanimously. Some people call it classic, some people don't. But I think most people will say Lord Willn is a classic.
100%.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys let us know, man. And if you have any albums you want us to discuss or to put up on the chopping blocks for skippable or non-skippableness, let us know in the comments, man. You've reached
Yes,
the end of this
sir.
episode. If you made it this far, y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button. We almost at 1K subscribers. Make sure you're part of the gang that can get us there, man. Hopefully we can come in with some bottles next time, man. Assuming we get to 1K. Let's pull up some bottles, man.
Once we get to 1K, we gotta pop bottles.
We absolutely
gotta get
do.
a table.
Well, I don't know about that. My knees can't handle tables. I am just letting you know. Actually, we sitting down at tables. What are we talking about?
Exactly. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, what am I talking about, man? You ain't standing on couches like 21 said. He
Well,
said, "Yo, they'll stand on couches, but you won't stand on business." Anyway, guys, we reached the end of this episode. As always, if you're giving advice, just make sure that thing is ill.
Yes, sir.
Bow.
Yes, sir.